Good morning, my friends. Woo, I am looking wicked. It is Saturday. You saw what I did early this morning. I got up and made sourdough English muffins. This is the best sourdough starter I have ever made in my entire life. And I didn't go crazy with it. Like before when I've made it, I've gotten out the scale and I've measured down to the 1/4 gram, and this time I was just kind of like winging it. And oh my gosh, it is so active and so alive, and I am so happy. So I made those this morning, and then Doug finally wriggled his butt out of bed, and we had a really, really good workout. It was called Explosive Hit. Oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. It was really good though. And now Doug is making breakfast. There he is. We are having bacon and farm fresh over easy dippy eggs and an English muffin, of course. I've got a massive pile of stuff to go to the post office because I was a slacker. And then I think we are going to just throw on some clothes and run to IKEA. I just need like 3 things at IKEA, and I just haven't gotten over there. And then come home and get some stuff done and then get ready for church. That's the plan. And I will take you along with, of course. And then tomorrow it's supposed to snow again here. We're supposed to get 6 to 8 inches of snow here. So, and it's supposed to like kind of snow all day and end by like dinner time. So we are just going to have another Sunday like we had last Sunday, I think. Maybe not quite as lazy, but we are just really going to chill and enjoy our day of rest and get ready for a busy, busy week. So that's what we're doing. I will show you my breakfast and take you along with us on our weekend. And here is my breakfast. I have 2 dippy eggs, 0 points on blue and purple, and 4 points on green, 3 strips of bacon for 3 points, and a homemade sourdough English muffin for 3 points. And there's 0 points worth of butter on there. So that is my 6-point breakfast on this Saturday morning. And of course, my tea. Okay, my friends, we are on the road. I had to stop at the post office and mail out a ton of boxes that I have been very lax on. I'm sorry, people, you know who you are. Did that, and there was a package in my post office box for me, and there was no card attached. I opened it, there's no card in the package, there's no name on the package because it came from a company. So I need to know who sent this to me because it is wonderful, and I need to thank you properly. So whoever sent me a package from Personal Creations, and I'm going to show you what it is because it is so cute. Please let me know who sent this so I can thank you. If you wish to remain anonymous, I understand that too, but I just feel so bad not being able to give you a proper thank you. So let me show you what was in that package. It is an apron. Look at this. Eat local, and the O is the state of New Jersey. Joan's Pointed Plate Kitchen. How stinking cute is this? I am so excited to wear this, but I would love to be able to thank you. So please let me know. Send me an email if you don't want to put it in the comments, whatever, but I absolutely love it. I am completely touched. So thank you so very much. So we are on the road. Oh, the guys are out. What do they call it? Oh, brining the roads. We're on the highway, and they're brining the roads because guess what we're getting tomorrow? More snow. So yeah. Of course they brined the front of our car too when we went past. We are heading over to IKEA. Oh, first of all, my breakfast, it was so good. Those eggs are just so good. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but Doug and I have been talking for quite a while now about getting chickens. And I was the first one to mention it, and Doug was like, Now, guess who wants them more than I do? And not just because of the farm. I mean, we've been thinking about it for a long time, not just because we've had farm fresh eggs, but we've been talking about it and thinking about it, and I think we're ready to pull the plug do it, pull the trigger. I mean, as much as we would like to pick up and move out of New Jersey when the boys graduate college, it's not happening that quickly. You know, Doug's got another 10 years at least to work. So we're going to be here for a while. So we're really thinking about it. Let me know in the comments below. Do you have chickens? Let me know the good, the bad, and the ugly. I have a friend in town, just around the corner from us, that has chickens, and you know, I do know some things. And like I said, we've been talking about it for a long time. I mean, we've kind of even got plans, like where and things like that. We've been researching different kind of coops. I'm on board with a tractor coop. So, I don't know. Let me know. But anyway, breakfast was delicious. Those English muffins were fabulous. 3 points for a homemade sourdough English muffin. And let me tell you, the taste is just, even if they were 4 points, I'd be okay with it, because the taste is so amazing that it just is satisfying, because it was so good. So good. I fed my starter this morning. I should have showed it to you. I have never had a starter this active. Literally an hour after I fed it, it was going crazy. So I'm going to make pancakes tomorrow morning, sourdough pancakes for breakfast tomorrow morning. And then I'm going to let it go dormant. I'm going to put it in the fridge, because I'm not going to use it every day. So there's no point in having it out on the counter, feeding it every day. It's just a waste. So I'm going to pop it in the fridge probably until maybe midweek. Maybe midweek I'll make a loaf of bread or something. Yesterday I made 2 loaves of bread. Well, it's one recipe. It's a double. It makes 2 loaves. And I cut each loaf into 13 slices. And they are 2 points for 1 slice and 5 points for 2 slices. The Weight Watchers math irked me in this case. I was really hoping for 2 slices for 4 points, because that I can totally do for homemade bread. But it's not. But yesterday I had 1 slice with egg salad on it for lunch. I thought, let me try half a sandwich. You know what? It was enough. And I wonder if it was because, you know, I eat the 647 bread, and I enjoy that, don't get me wrong, and it's 1 point per slice. I just wonder if I was more satisfied with the homemade bread, because it filled me up. It was delicious. There were no like fillers or anything in it. So I just wonder if that satisfied me more. Am I making sense? So I'm going to give it a try, and we'll see. And then we had some for dinner with our soup last night. I had a 5-point bowl of soup and 2 slices of bread. So I had a 10-point dinner, which was fine. Everything fit in. It's just going to take a little bit of adjustment. And when I do my recipes and things like that, I will give you points for using a 647 type bread, and also using my homemade bread, because that is my intention, is to, I said I'm really trying to get away from a lot of the processed food, just for me. It's just something I feel I need to do. I would never judge anyone for using whatever, or, you know, and I will, like I said, I will still give my recipes and the points for different ways. I mean, everybody tweaks recipes anyway. You know, like I have people all the time say, oh, I made your whatever, but I used fat-free cheese, or I used fat-free sour cream. And that's what recipes are for. They're just guidelines. They are not in stone saying this is the way you must make it. Now, on some of my recipes, I will note, like, if you choose to use a fat-free whatever, it's not going to be as creamy, or it's going to be more watery, or the flavor, you know, if you choose to use chicken broth versus wine, the flavor is going to change. Things like that. I try to note that. But, you know, I will definitely give variations and points on all things to fit into everyone's lifestyle, because that's what it is. It is our own personal choices and our own personal lifestyles, and never, ever let anybody make you feel bad for choosing what you feel is best for you and your family. There's room at the table for everyone. So now that that little PSA is out of the way, like I said, we are heading over to IKEA. I want a little, they have the best little artificial plants at IKEA. And I need a boxwood one for my corner table. So I want to grab one of those. I also want to get some sort of container for my sourdough starter. I mean, I keep it in a bowl on my counter when I just have it covered with the cloth when it's active and I'm feeding it. But I want something with a tight lid for the fridge. So I'm looking for something like that. And IKEA, it has a lot of that kind of stuff. They have a lot of jars and things like that. And I just love IKEA. And it's a big enough store where everybody's so spaced out that I feel comfortable going. What else do I want? And I also want to look for a rug for my kitchen. Not like a huge area rug, just like a throw rug, a runner, something. I kind of have a couple ideas in mind. I just have to find them. I had bought like a slice rug. I love to have a slice rug because I have my, you know, my sink is on that corner. I'd love to have a slice rug there. And the last one I bought off Amazon was horrible. I hate it. It collects every little crumb and every little cat or dog hair, and it like gets into it. And it never looks clean no matter what I do to it. And I don't know if the back's not rubbery enough, but it slides all over the place. I am constantly tripping over it. So I want to get rid of that. I don't care if I don't have one right in front of the sink, honestly. So that's what I'm looking for. We want to be back relatively quickly because we have to start getting ready for church. And I really should wash my hair today and do all that, but now that I'm kind of looking at it, it might just go like this. We'll see. We have to be at church early because we are both ushering tonight. And we expect a really big crowd because of the snow we're getting tomorrow. And it's supposed to start tomorrow morning. Last Saturday, oh my gosh, we actually were at capacity. Like if anybody, we actually probably should have turned some people away, but we let them sit in chairs along the back wall, and Doug and I just stood. You know, we gave up like our little usher seats in the back and everything. We probably could have gone and sat in the cry room because Denise was in there doing tech, and we could have like sat away from her in the corner. But it doesn't, I mean, but it's hard for us to be in there because we need to be out in case anybody needs our assistance. But, so we're expecting a really big crowd tonight. So we're just going to have to tell people, you have to sit exactly where we tell you. We need to maximize our space. So I'm hoping we have a full usher regime tonight, and that there's a lot of us, because we were running around with like chickens without heads last Saturday, because they were like just, I think we were missing like one or two ushers. Now that the boys went back to school, that cuts two ushers out. And oh my gosh, so many people came late. I get it, it's hard to get out of the house and things like that, but we kind of warned people, like, you need to not cut. Mass starts at 5. We still had people coming in at 5:05 and like a couple at 5:10. We're like, you got to get here, because especially a family of 6. We had a family of 6 walk in right at 5 o'clock. Well, it's hard to see a family of 6. So we had to split them up into 3 different groups. Like, oh, and you know, you just feel so bad. But I'm hoping that, you know, people took heed and get there a little bit early this week, and just gives us and then we feel bad when we're trying to see people while Mass is going on. So, but that's okay. That's what we signed up for. You know, we are here to serve. We are here to serve our church. We are here to serve our community. We are here to serve others. So that's what we signed up for. So we'll see. But I just hope it went well last week, but I just know it's going to be packed tonight. Especially last week, the snow didn't even start until late in the day. Tomorrow it's supposed to start in the morning. So I really think, yeah, I'm a little worried, but we'll just stand in the back again or wherever. And then next week Doug has to sing, so we'll lose him ushering. But anyway, we are crossing over the bridge to Philadelphia. That's where IKEA is. It's in South Philly. It's not far from our house. It's about a 20-minute drive? About a 20-minute drive, if that. And there's also one in a place called Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. That one's about 45 minutes away. We actually had to go there when we were buying all our dining room furniture. They had the chairs and the table at the South Philly IKEA, but they had the server buffet, break front, whatever you want to call it, at the one in Conshohocken. So we had to drive up there. And it's amazing how different the stores are, differently laid out and stuff like that. But so I don't really plan. I don't even think I will. I don't know if I'll even walk through the whole store. I might just go right to the area I need. The kitchen and textile is right on the lower level of this one. So I might just go in there. And of course I have to check out the clearance/bargain room, because let me tell you, I've gotten some really, really good stuff in the clearance and bargain room. I got my craft chair there for $15. I got some really cool planters there for $2 and $3. So I definitely like checking that area out. So I've chit-chatted long enough. I'm going to drink my tea, and if I can, I'll film a little bit in IKEA. So the line to get into IKEA wraps around the building. So while Doug was waiting in line, I ran over to the Dollar Tree, because this is usually a pretty good one, but there really wasn't anything I needed or wanted, so I was in and out of there in a hot second. Now I'm just looking for Doug to see where he is in line. I forget what he was wearing. Oh, I see him. Okay, he moved about halfway up, so it's moving pretty quickly. Because we decided if it wasn't moving, we weren't going to wait, because it's really not that important, but it's moving, so I think we'll wait. The line moved very quickly. I think we were only in line about 10 minutes. So now we are doing a little shopping. Of course, what did we buy? Coffee and tea was the very first thing we bought. I love this store. I love how they have all the little setups and give you really good ideas for decorating. And they've got great pillows here. Oh, I love that sofa. It's bold and it's red, my favorite color. Lots and lots and lots of chairs to choose from. When my kids were little, they loved coming here because they have little apartments set up. This is 270 square feet, and it's an entire apartment. They have a bunch of those set up around the store. And they have workspaces set up just to show you what you can do with their stuff. But my boys always loved the little apartments that were set up, because they just thought they were the coolest thing, and that's what they were going to do when they grew up. Yeah, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe they will. So I definitely intended to film more in there, and then I got shopping and didn't. One of the things I went for, they did not have. It was out of stock. It's a little greenhouse. I wanted it for my kitchen. We want to replace one of our windows, like I said, with a greenhouse window, but until then, I wanted to get this, and they were out of stock. So we didn't get it. But I did get, what did I get? I got a plant stand to put in front of the window, and the greenhouse fits perfectly on it, but they didn't have the greenhouse, so maybe another day. I'm always willing to take a trip back here. I just got some unscented candles. Doug picked up an egg slicer, some coffee, some tea, and I got the plant that I went for. So it was a pretty successful trip. But we cannot go to IKEA without getting their non-fat frozen yogurt. I have figured this out before, and it comes to, I believe, 5 points. I'm going to double check it again. It is so good. So this is my lunch today, frozen yogurt. We are home from church, and it was packed. We set a record, a COVID record anyway. It was packed. But we got everybody in that we could, and there were about 18 people that we couldn't get in. So what we asked them to do is just wait in the parking lot and live stream it, and then they can come in at the end of Mass for communion. It's the best we can do. I mean, we had everybody, you know, spaced like we had to, but yeah. Anyway, now we're home and we're starving and want to eat dinner. We are having chicken Italiano sandwiches tonight. So I have the chicken marinating, and we're gonna grill that, throw a piece of provolone on it, and throw some roasted red peppers on it, and put it on a brioche bun, and have some French fries with it. And that's what we're calling dinner. And then we are just gonna kind of chill out for the rest of the night, I think, because I'm about toast. Tomorrow I really need to do some sewing. I want to make some sauerkraut, and I should do a little bit of Cricut work. And I want to decorate for Valentine's Day. I haven't done that yet, so maybe I'll start that tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes I think when my day is not planned, I don't get nearly as much done as I want. But like I said, we did have fun at IKEA. I'll have to show you my little plant stand. And I also got some little galvanized buckets to plant some herbs in. That's my goal, is to try to grow the herbs in the house over the winter. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we'll see. There is my little plant stand. It actually matches really well. They had a really cute wooden white one, but it would have been way too big. So this is the one we got, this little metal one, and I like it. So, and my basil's looking okay. This was a plant that I got at the grocery store, and it kind of died off when I planted it, but I've got some new shoots coming in, so I'm kind of babying it, and we'll see what happens. Dinner is finally on the table, and like I said, we are having chicken Italiano sandwiches. What it is, it's just a chicken breast that I butterflied, marinated, and grilled, with some roasted red peppers on top and provolone cheese on a brioche bun. On blue and purple, it is a 6-point sandwich. On green, you're gonna have to weigh your chicken and then count your chicken as well. It's also very good if you're doing low carb, or if you don't want to spend some points on the bun. It's very good, just cut up on a plate as well. Or you can use a lower point bun. I'm all about the bread, and the brioche buns are really, really good. And I have 3 ounces of French fries, which I believe is 4 points. I have to look that up. And that's my dinner tonight. Good Sunday morning. It is early on Sunday. Well, not too early on Sunday morning. We slept in this morning. I'm just going around and waking up the house by opening all the blinds and the curtains and letting the little bit of sunshine in. It's not really sunny, because guess what it's doing again? You can't see. Can you see? I don't think you can see. It's snowing again. We're supposed to get like, I think 6 to 8 inches, so we'll see. What? Yeah, Doug said we'll get 3. We never get as much as they say we're gonna get. One time we got more. One time they said we were gonna get like 12 inches and we got like 36. But they're never right. So we are up. We are going to get our workout on. Today is the last day. One of the Apple Watch challenges that we had this month was called the Unity Challenge. We had to close all 3 of our rings 7 times in a row. So today's the last day for that. That's why we haven't taken a rest day, because We generally take rest days. We don't hardcore 7 days a week. No way. But because we wanted to earn this challenge, that's why we did 7 days a week. So today's the last day for that. And tomorrow we may take a rest day on a Monday. We'll see. I still have to get all those calories in though to do my February challenge. And this is hard. Those miles were easy. The calories are hard. Now Doug has miles this month and he's struggling with that, but he's rocking the calories. So that's why it's called a challenge, right? So after we work out, I'm going to make some breakfast. We are having sourdough pancakes for breakfast. I'm so excited. Checking my sourdough starter right now. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'll turn you around and show you before I make them. And I'll show you how I make them. And then I think I'm going to put out my Valentine's Day decos, and I might make some sauerkraut. We'll see. We'll see what the day brings. These kind of snowy days just make me want to be cozy and lazy, and I think I'll do that. Get some of that in there too. I have a couple shows on the DVR that I want to watch that I'm behind on. Kids Baking Championship is one, and I thought there was another cooking show. Maybe not. I don't know. We haven't watched TV in a while. No, we did. We had the TV on last night. We watched Mockingjay last night. Mockingjay Part 1, but we went to bed and didn't watch Part 2. We've seen it before, so. And now I kind of forgot that it was on because I was doing other stuff while it was on. It was background noise. Doug was reading, so I don't even know why we had it on. Oh well. Anyway, enough yip-yapping. I am going to go work out. I'm not sure what Doug has chosen for us. Oh, and by the way, I did forget to tell you. Well, I forgot to close out my vlog last night. I found the mystery sender of the apron. So that was exciting. I posted it in my Facebook group, and somebody fessed up and said they were the one that sent it. So yes. So a very huge, huge thank you to Barbara. I think it's Gambado. Am I saying that right? So thank you so much. I absolutely love it, and I will be sporting it today. Okay, gotta go work out. Yeah, I know. I keep talking to avoid the working out. I don't like this 7 days in a row stuff, but that's okay. We rarely do it, so we'll get it done. We are almost done our workout. We have like one more 10, 15-minute one to do. But I just wanted to show you it's really coming down and really starting to cover. The streets are starting to cover. The cars are starting to cover. So maybe we will get that 6 to 8 they're talking about. Who knows? The boys sent a picture from Maryland, and they're ahead of us. They've already got about 2 to 3 inches on the ground, on top of the foot that they got last week. Okay, workout's completed, all cleaned up and ready for the day. So it's breakfast time. We are very hungry. I'm starting by making our triple berry sauce. I've made this for you guys before. Doesn't have to be triple berry, whatever you have laying around. I'm actually not using fresh berries today because of the 1 month grocery shopping thing. I'm trying to reserve those few fresh blueberries that I have left just for snacking. So today I'm using this triple berry blend that I got from BJ's. It's a really good price. It's 3 pounds, and they're really nice berries. They're huge. So I just started by putting the berries in the pan with, I let them thaw, almost. And I just put in some monk fruit sweetener. I really don't measure anything anymore. I do have the measurements, you know, in the recipe on the website. And I always link my recipes in the description box below, whatever I make on that particular video. So I just threw in some monk fruit and some cornstarch and some water. And I liked, I'm sorry about this, I'm trying to do everything at once without getting the tripod out because I'm lazy. Of course, Doug could have done it for me. He's standing right here. But you've seen me make this before, so I'm not worried about it. Anyway, I just use my potato masher and kind of mash it down because I like a gravy, not a gravy, oh dear Lord. I like a saucy type syrup. Not quite syrup consistency, but not as thick as a sauce. You end up, when you make it enough times, you end up figuring out what you like. So I'm just going to let that cook, bring it to a boil, let it cook until it's thickened and clear. And then while that's working, I'm going to get started on the pancake mixture. So I will definitely show you how I do that, and maybe we'll talk. I've had a million questions about my starter dough, my sourdough starter. So maybe we'll talk a little bit about that later on. I don't want you to be intimidated by it. It's not hard at all. So I'm gonna, why did I use such a big pot? What was I thinking? Random thoughts, squirrel. I'm gonna let this cook and we're gonna get started on the pancakes. While I'm mixing up the pancake batter, I have my cast iron skillet heating on about medium, I guess. The key to cooking with cast iron is always make sure it's hot because then things won't stick. I will grease it up a little bit, but not a whole lot. So that's heating while we're mixing. Now, you do not have to do this in cast iron. You can do it in whatever kind of pan you like. Use whatever kind of oil or something to grease it you like. Okay, this recipe comes from Lisa over at the blog Farmhouse on Boone. She also has a YouTube channel. I have it though. She's got a family of 8. It's just Doug and I. So we are going to do 1 cup of sourdough starter. And then we are going to do 1 egg. We are going to put in 2 tablespoons of unsweetened applesauce. Now, she uses coconut oil. I'm using applesauce. And then she uses honey. I'm using monk fruit. I'm going to use a tablespoon of monk fruit. With the honey, it really doesn't, the points aren't too bad on the honey when it's spread out over all the pancakes. Then we're going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Like I said, I'm halving this. And a 1/2 teaspoon. First we're going to mix all that up. Then we're going to add the baking soda. I never know how to count my sourdough starter. The app says 6 points for a cup, probably because a cup of flour is 6 points. I honestly, it is so light and fluffy. You could see when I put it in there, there is no way there's a whole cup of flour in a cup of sourdough starter. So I've been counting it as 4. But that is something that, you know, you need to decide what you want to do. And then we're going to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So now we're going to go over to the stove and we're going to get these started. Now I usually can get 6 nice sized pancakes out of this. So 3 nice sized pancakes is a serving. Let's get these cooking. Okay, our berry sauce is done, so I'm going to turn that down to low. And then I put about 1/4 teaspoon of canola oil in my skillet and just let that heat a little bit. And now I'm just going to start making the pancakes. The key to making pancakes, maybe I'll make them a little smaller today. The key to making pancakes is only turning them once. You know they're ready to turn when they release easily. I'm going to turn this down because it is sizzling. Once they get really, really bubbly on the surface, they can be flipped. So I will be back when it's time to flip them. This side of the pan, for some reason, does not get as hot, and I don't know why. Doug has checked the stove a million times. It's level, the pan is level, and it's not just this pan. It's whatever I use to cook on this side of the burner. So I don't, and we've checked the burner, everything's even. So I don't know what the deal is, but I know, and I just work with it. So I'm gonna let this side cook, and then we're gonna get started on the rest of them. Breakfast is served. I ended up making them a little smaller this time, so there's 5 smaller size pancakes and also some 0-point berry sauce, syrup, whatever you want to call it. So if I count the starter as 6 points for the cup, it would be 3 points for this plate of pancakes. If I count it as 4 points like I usually do, then it is 2 points for this plate of pancakes. I'll figure it out. Stay tuned. Okay, I way misspoke. 1 cup of sourdough starter is 12 points. I don't count it as 12 points. I don't. There is no way there is a whole cup of flour in that. You saw how light and billowy it was. If there was a whole cup of flour in there, it wouldn't be like that. So I count 1 cup as 6 points. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You have to do what works for you, but that's how I'm counting it. So my breakfast would be 6 points. I'm counting it as 4. We'll give it 4 because, yeah, that's just how it is with me. We all have to do our journey the way we want to do our journey. And sometimes it's that. And that is why I keep my weeklies as overdraft protection, just in case. Yeah, I am who I am. Okay, I have never done this before, but I want to give it a try. So we are going to attempt to make homemade sauerkraut. Now, like I said, I've never done it before, so I have no idea how it's going to turn out, if it's going to taste like regular sauerkraut. But I had some cabbage that had to be used up, so I figure why not try it? We'll see. This recipe, once again, comes from Lisa over at Farmhouse on Boone. I'm a little bit obsessed with that channel right now. The woman just amazes me, how she just gets everything done and cooks completely from scratch. I'm talking 100% from scratch. She makes me look like I eat fast food every day. So I decided to give it a try. We'll see. So I thought I'd bring you along for it. Now, granted, it's going to take at least a week to do, so there'll have to be updates. So what we need is cabbage. We need a jar to put it in, and we need some non-iodized salt. I'm going to use my food processor to chop it up, but you can absolutely do it by hand. So when she makes it, she uses 3 heads of medium heads of cabbage for a gallon. I only want to make a half a gallon because if we don't like it, you know. So I've got like 2 medium heads of cabbage. I'm going to see how that goes. First thing we want to do is take the outer leaves off because we're going to use these. So take the outer leaves off, then wash up your cabbage, and then you're just going to take the core out of it So what I do is I just cut it in half, and then I cut it right down there, right down there. I'm no stranger to cabbage. Being Polish, we eat cabbage a lot. Use it for a lot of things. Stuffed cabbage, haluski, all that fun stuff. Then I'm just going to put these right in my compost bin. It's amazing how much the compost slows down in the winter time. Oh my goodness. We need a second bin because it's just not composting because there's no heat. Okay, and then I just cut it so it would fit in the top of my food processor. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other half, and I already did one of the heads of cabbage because honestly, you don't need to see me do this. I'm hoping this is delicious. I really am. Because having it will make a quick side dish when you need that quick veg. It'll get more veg into us, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. You don't know until you try. So then we're just going to take our food processor. I'll put it right up here. Making sure it's all on there. And then I'm going to use the shredding blade.
You have to take the blade out.
I have to do what? Oh, shoot. I didn't even see that in there. Thank goodness for a cameraman. I had the chopping, or the chopping blade in there.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
This is a hot mess today, man. Let me tell you. Okay, once it is nice and juicy, it's time to start filling our jar. I'm just using a half gallon mason jar. This is kind of messy, so just be careful. And you just want to pack the jar full because you don't want any air pockets. You want it nice and tightly packed and full. Might have to do some more cabbage. I think I might want to do a little more cabbage just so it's nice and full. Like I said, this being my first time, I'm a little bit nervous about it since I've never made it before. Although, you know what? I think we're good because we still need room. So you have to make sure all the cabbage is under the brine. So there's brine on top, and we still need to put a weight on there. So I think that's actually really good. So now the next step, we're going to use those discarded leaves. I am just going to take these leaves and fold them and put them over. I'm going to cut this a little bit. Put them over the top to kind of make like a little barrier, a little seal. I'm going to use a couple of them just to make sure that the sauerkraut is staying below the brine. I'm just folding them and pushing them in around it. And then the last thing we need to do is put a weight on top. They sell fermenting weights. I don't have them, and I'm not going to invest in them until I decide if this is something I'm actually going to do on the daily. I was looking up and reading a couple of alternatives and DIY fermenting weights. Now, these leaves that I'm pushing down now, these will come off before we eat our sauerkraut. They're just acting like a little seal. So now it's time for the weight. The video that I got this recipe from, she takes a couple rocks, puts them in a plastic bag, and puts them on top. They also said you could take a small mason jelly jar and fill it with like water and put that on top. So there's a couple different alternatives. So I will be back to show you which alternative I decide. Okay, so I decided on a little tiny like 4-ounce jelly jar, and I put some navy beans, dried navy beans in there just to weight it down. Now I know when I push this in there, this brine's gonna come out, but I'm okay with that. So I am just gonna push that in there, and I have a lid, and then I'm just going to loosely put the lid on, not tight, just loose, because you want to be able, you want to let some of the gas be able to escape. I'm going to link Lisa's video in the description box below because she explains this a whole lot better than me because she makes it constantly, and this is my first time making it. So there we have it, a half gallon of what we hope will be delicious sauerkraut in the next week or so. Now, as far as ferment time goes, Lisa said some people leave it 3 days, other people leave it 4 weeks. It's a preference. She leaves it a week, so that's probably what I will try for the first time. You know, I will make sure that there is no mold on it or anything like that. Like I said, she explains it a whole lot better than me, and if you want more of the science behind it, I Googled it. It was pretty interesting to read. So there you have it. We'll see. We'll bring you along for the ride, and next weekend we'll give it a try. It is still snowing out there. Coming down pretty darn hard now. Looks so beautiful. Looks really beautiful from inside a nice warm house. I am pausing my Valentine's decorating to have some lunch. I'm having some leftover beef barley soup and a slice of my homemade bread. The bread is 2 points. The beef barley soup should be 5 points for a serving, but I'm not having a whole serving. So I am going to give it 3 points. So 5 points total for my lunch. Finishing up my lunch with an orange. Okay, before I start filming my new era review video, I wanted to show you my Valentine's decos that I did. So this is the 3-tier tray that I made from Dollar Tree items. The bottom is a pizza pan, and these 2 tiers are their burner covers. They're kind of flimsy, so I really have to be careful about what I put on there. And to hold them in between, I used candlesticks, and I just covered them in toilet paper rolls to just change the shape, although you really can't even see it, so I guess it really doesn't matter. I didn't make a whole lot for this tray. The Love You, the Kiss Me, and the Be Mine, I got at Target. It was $3 for all 3 pieces. You can't make them for that. I did make this little heart, and I made the little love, and honestly, that's about it. So there is my little Valentine tier tray. And then over here on my ladder shelf is the thing that I made. I've had this on a video. This little candle on my pedestal that I made. Little Dollar Tree item. And then I just changed out some candles. I need to put filler in here, and I forgot and took the boxwood downstairs, so I got to go get that. And then out here, these were just some crafts. These candlesticks I made last year out of all Dollar Tree things. This was my thing from winter. I just turned it over and put the word love on it. Made a little sign out of a gift bag. Made that little sign. And then these were one of my actual first Pinterest projects ever. And I still absolutely love those. So I have those on my entry table. I just moved the lamp down a little bit. And then this that I made in that craft video. And then I'm not happy with this. I just don't know what I want to do out here yet. I guess maybe I should make some more decor. It's okay. It's okay. I just don't love it. I really miss that little snowflake lamp that I had out here. And now I really want to get some kind of lamp, but I don't know what I want. I'll know it when I see it. And then lastly, out here in the little picture I made. And lastly, out here in the living room, this is just something I made last year. This is the thing I made this year in the craft video. And then these I made last year also. So there's some more things I'd like to make. I really wanted to do a garland for the front of the fireplace, but didn't find exactly what I wanted and then kind of ran out of time. So there's always next year. So there are my little Valentine decos. I didn't do anything in the kitchen. I didn't do anything with my hutch. I just really didn't want a whole lot around because it's such a short season for me. So now it's time for me to go film another video, sit and rest for a little while, and Doug's watching some basketball on TV. We just watched the Flyers kick some awesome butt, and I'm just going to chill for a bit before I have to get started on dinner. Okay, it's about that time, so I've got my dinner going on the stove. We are having pepper steak tonight. I did have the recipe tonight since it's just for Doug and I. Well, I shouldn't say I have the steak, but I put the same amount of peppers and onions in just to bulk up the veggies because we really didn't get enough veggies in our gut today. I didn't do a veggie tray on the counter and certainly didn't get enough veggies in today. So this will definitely help bulk that up a little bit. And it smells really good. I'm anxious for dinner. We are sitting down for dinner. And I am having 3/4 of a cup of rice, and that is, I believe, 4 points. And then I made enough pepper steak for 2 people. I did not take half of it because it was way too much. So normally it would be 7 points. I'm gonna give this 5 points. So my dinner tonight is 9 points. I want to put it in my tracker, and if I have enough points, I'm gonna have a slice of bread with it. Well, my friends, that is it for my weekend. I am done eating. I'm done doing everything. Actually, I will probably cook up the turkey sausage for tomorrow's breakfast tonight. Just have it done and out of the way. I did have enough points to have the another piece of bread with dinner, so I had that. So I ended my day at 21 out of 23 points. I probably will not have anything else. If I do, it'll probably be a cup of hot chocolate for 1 point. So that's it. That was my weekend. Trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to tell you. Not a real exciting weekend, I know. Next weekend won't be either. I don't think we're doing anything. We were going to drive down to Maryland to see the boys on Sunday for Valentine's Day, but Adam's girlfriend Grace and her family are driving down, so we're not going to. I thought about going down on Saturday, but Doug has to sing solo at Mass on Saturday night, so maybe we'll wait till the next weekend and see what's going on and see if we can go then. But that's about it. I don't think if there's anything else. I went to get a couple crafty things done with my Cricut, and there's a big problem with the program that you use with Cricut called Design Space. They're having major issues, and I can't, it just completely freezes up. I cannot do anything. So they're working on a fix. I hope they get that done soon because there's a couple things I really want to do. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, like I said, that is it. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time watching my video. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. And I will try to be back tomorrow with a full day of eating. I have a full house tomorrow with 5 of the little guys, so it is what it is. I should be able to. It'll probably just be a quick one, not chatty. I am just going to put some comfy clothes on, curl up on the couch, and either watch a couple YouTube videos or maybe do some reading tonight. So I will talk to you all so very soon, and thank you, as always, for all of your support.